All right, so before we get to some AEW stuff, I wanna hit on NXT real quick. Now, I'm not watching NXT every week, but
Right.
I watched this week because I had seen that, and I've actually been keeping up with NXT in bits and pieces the last few weeks because I can't take my eyes off Toxic Attraction, man. They are must see TV. I love both of them. Just the look. They are like they're hot messes, obviously, and I love them. I love everything about them, and such a huge credit to them to be able to keep it going. And from what I could tell, being the top story in NXT right now after Mandy Rose left, that they're still doing their thing here. I love them both so much. And when I saw that they're doing Ding Dong Hello on NXT this week, all right,
Something with Bailey.
I
Bailey's
gotta
the best.
I gotta
Bailey's
watch
so
that. I gotta watch Ding Dong Hello. So look, like I said, I can't take my eyes off them. It was phenomenal. And just the callback, and I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. And just the callback to the barber shop where the Rockers break up, which as a kid, you were probably too young to actually see that when it originally aired, right?
I remember it. I don't remember if I saw it live because I was pretty young, but I remember knowing about it when I was a kid because I was a huge Rockers fan.
Yeah, I mean, who wasn't? So we're talking that was like 91, I think, maybe. So I'm watching that. I'm watching it. It's first airing. I'm 10 years old then if it's 91. And it's a core wrestling memory. Just so shocking, and the fact that they do the callback essentially frame for frame pretty much, and yeah, I loved it, man. I love those two girls, and I'm totally invested in what they're going to do with the two of them moving forward here. I'm into it, man.
I guess you'd have to say Shawn Michaels agrees with you because he gave them his segment. like, you don't just reenact the barbershop, one of the most iconic segments in the history of wrestling, with just anybody. I mean, you got to feel like there's a future there, and B, trust that they're going to be able to pull it off.
Well, and we all knew when it was going to. I mean, I didn't know because I was 10 years old, but if you go back and look at it now, all right, that they're 1,000% invested in Shawn. Marty Jannetty is not the guy. I don't feel that way with these two. I mean, clearly, look, the heel is the one who's going to get all the heat, and they're going to be the one who ultimately, may be the quicker star, and that being JC Jane. But, I don't feel like Gigi Dolan's Marty Jannetty. I think Gigi Dolan's got a great future. I think she's awesome.
I kind of think she is Marty Jannetty.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind her. I don't think she's very good on the mic.
So you look at the two of them and you're like, JC Jane is so far and away the star of this group.
This may not be a popular opinion. I don't think either of them as a single star is going to do that much. I just don't. I think Toxic Attraction's a great story, and I think they've done a great job, and they're a great tag team. I just don't see it like what everyone. I think JC Jane's really good, and I think she could be good on the main roster.
She's nasty.
Yeah, she's pretty good. She's a pretty good talker too. I don't think Gigi Dolan's a very good. I think everything she says feels labored and
really
a little
okay
weird. I don't know. There's just something about maybe it's just the way she talks.
How about at the end though, the kick to the face, and you saw when she did it, you're like, ooh, that's a stiff kick, and then you see after the show. Or the next morning, I mean, Gigi Dolan's face was busted up.
Yeah, I think they'll both be. I mean, I think Gigi Dolan will be fine as a single. She'll be fine. I think because of the way this went down, she's now a face, and she's just the way she dresses, the way she acts. It's not going to be good as a face. She's not.
I hope she's going to be a face in this feud, but moving forward, I hope she's just going to continue to be Gigi Dolan.
Right. I actually liked the part where they were going to get back together and challenge Damage Control, because that's where their wheelhouse is. To me,
they could eventually get back together. They could.
And also, I want to see Toxic Attraction, the group, with another leader, with a better mouthpiece on the main roster. I think they would be such a value as a group on the main roster.
Who could that be? Who could take the Mandy Rose place?
I thought it was Chelsea Green.
That could have been, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
But does the centerpiece, if they're going to do that on the main roster, does the centerpiece have to be someone like Mandy who's considered like hot?
Chelsea Green's considered hot.
I don't think so. I mean, look, she is hot.
She's not Mandy Rose, but not. No, but
like Mandy Rose's character was she's like a goddess.
Yes. Well, if the goal is to Eva Marie.
Yeah, but she can't wrestle.
So that's maybe even better. Isn't that even better? And on some levels, if you're going to have a heel group with a leader who's like a shit-eating heel.
What about like Sonya? Now, Sonya's not like hot. That's not her thing. But
that's
what about
her gimmick? Right?
That's not her gimmick, But what about Sonya? Because she's a badass.
Yeah. I mean, look, as of right now, it looks like it's not happening. Looks like they're going to.
No, but you know what? They could always circle back to me. Shit. Like, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano were the bitterest of rivals, and they eventually circled back, and
right, that's true.
They're cool again, Yeah.
But I think the value in Toxic Attraction is potentially having them as like a group on the main roster. But they're both going to be in NXT for a while, so let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Because I do think JC Jane actually is the better of the two as a talker. They're both pretty good in the ring. So maybe she now ascends on her own. And we'll see what happens with this feud. But the segment itself was awesome. And credit to them to be able to pull it off, because they wouldn't just give that to anybody. So they must see it too.
Do you have anything else there? And I was going to move to AAW for a moment.
I just got to say, I know I bring it up every week, but Sol Ruka has only been wrestling for like a year.
Yeah, everyone loves her.
She's a freak. Like the stuff she does in the ring, I don't know I've ever seen a women's
she's going to hurt herself eventually with that finishing move.
Yeah, maybe. But like the thing with her is like the indie wrestling fans and the fans of like, AEW and all these other promotions, they love guys whose work rate, right? That do all these crazy Young Bucks, these guys that do all the crazy moves, and their whole match is just a one crazy spot after another. They got to love her, right? That's what that's her whole thing.
But yeah.
That's her whole thing right now. And obviously she'll need a little bit of character development. Like she's just sort of like a normal, I don't even know what her character is other than being athletic.
Mm-hmm. But man, that's my character. I'm athletic.
But she's athletic. And so, by the way, Ilya Dragunov came back.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, he was the one who ended Walter's reign, right?
Yes, he's awesome.
He's awesome.
And Commander Aziz, but we already talked about that.
Dabba-Kato. We already devoted enough time to Dabba-Kato today. Yep. So MJF, man, leads off the show. He got in the ring. He decided to mix it up. He's going to wrestle. I mean, how about that? Is that the first time this year?
I think so. It's got to be. Amazing
it's the first time to have the champion in the ring.
It might even be the first time, like in a calendar year. Like just if you go back a calendar, like I don't remember the last time I saw him wrestle, but he was great.
Probably when he won the title. Was that the last time? It's a long time ago, man. So, match was cool. Whatever. Takashita, he hates him, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, here's what I thought was the most interesting part of the match. When they were on the top rope and Takashita did the clothesline and MJF did a flip and landed on his feet. Like, to me, I was like, wait a minute. MJF can do that kind of shit, but he doesn't do it. It makes him even more of a heel. Like, he's just showing you, like, I am that good. Yeah. I am that good, but I'm not going to do it because you guys don't deserve it.
No, that's a good move by him. Yeah, that's a good move by him.
I love it.
I want to say this, I've been meaning to say this for a couple weeks now. So Bryan Danielson beats Roosh. The match was obviously good, but here's the thing. All right. Look, people aren't going to like that I say this, but I got to get it off my back.
Please. I can't wait.
Bryan Danielson's a great wrestler. Everybody knows that.
Go on. Yes.
I'm tired of having to pretend like every Bryan Danielson match is the greatest match you've ever seen. It's like every time he's in the ring, wow. He's the greatest wrestler ever, and every match is a 5-star match. No, it's not. All right. Like, he's good. Well, no, he's not good. He's great. He's great. And his matches are usually really good, but like I'm tired of this. This is the all-time greatest wrestler, and we're so blessed to be able to see him in the ring every single time he's out there. I don't feel that way. And like I'm over that whole aura.
Do you know why you're over it? Because they're shoving him down our throat.
That must be it.
Why does he have to wrestle a 30-minute match every fucking week?
Right.
Why?
So I leave unimpressed.
I don't need it
now.
anymore.
Yeah,
because
I'm unimpressed.
I just watched MJF in a 30-minute match. And you know what? I am excited about this feud again because MJF was great in that Takashita. That match was great. And MJF was great in it. And now I'm like, okay, now I want to see MJF and Daniel Bryan. But for the last month, I did not give a shit about this feud because all it is like you said, it's Daniel Bryan just fucking fighting.
Greatest wrestler ever.
Great matches.
All-time great match. Another 30-minute match. I don't know, man. I'm over it. Yeah, I'm over having to pretend like he's the greatest wrestler ever.
And it speaks to a bigger issue I have with AEW, which is the roster is so big and you have so many talented people. Why is you have 3 hours of national TV programming a week, 30 minutes of that? So what's that? I don't know. I'm not good with math, but 20% of your TV programming every week is dedicated to Daniel Bryan every week.
Right. Who 20%, we all know is not going to win the title. We all know that.
Right. But you have so many people that could be doing these matches, that could be having great matches that we don't get to see because every week we have to give 30 minutes of our 3 hours of television to Daniel Bryan.
Speaking of which, other guys that you could give time to, and I know this is not a guy who they're going to give time to because there's a problem there. When are we going to see Andrade show up in WWE? When is this happening? Let's go, right?
Yeah, it's time. I mean,
speaking of a great wrestler, I want to see Cien Almas.
Yeah, Let's go. unless there's like a contract situation.
It feels like it's been a while. Let's go. Come on.
Well, what about Miro?
Anyway,
what about Miro?
Yeah.
What about Juice Robinson? I remember a month ago I was like,
and my hot wife.
Remember a month ago I was like, this guy Juice Robinson just showed up and he's awesome, and he's lost 3 matches in a row, and now he's fighting on AEW Dark. Like, what? Why is he here? What's he here for?
I'm annoyed with Bryan Danielson, and I shouldn't be annoyed with Bryan Danielson. AEW has made me annoyed with Bryan Danielson. You're right. They're shoving him down my throat.
It's too much.
I don't need it every week.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. You could have made him do a gauntlet match, right? Why does he have to fight every week? Why couldn't he do a gauntlet match with all these same guys, right? You know what? This week, you have to do a 60-minute gauntlet match where you have to beat Rush, Brian Cage, whoever else Takashi. Like, let's do a gauntlet match.
Yeah, now that'll shit every week.
Show me how good he is by running through the gauntlet. But no, it's got to be every week, 30 minutes.
Are you happy that the Guns winning the tag team championship? I told you we saw it coming. It's weird to me because who the hell have the Guns ever beaten? And now all of a sudden they're the tag team champions. That's freaking weird.
They beat FTR, didn't they?
Did they? But I guess we're kind of relieved, right? That it wasn't that they didn't go with the lazy route of Billy Gunn turning on the Acclaim. They did not do that. The Guns,
but now, but why did they give him the titles then? I don't understand. If he wasn't going to turn on him, so the Guns.
Well, it's just like titles? What else was going to happen in that match? That's why I thought having the match in the first place was weird. We all knew they were going to win. It's weird that they're going to be the champions, but they didn't have Billy turn, and I think we all thought Billy was about to turn. And then after the match, it was actually, and it was. I know you like to give Tony Schiavone shit. I thought Tony Schiavone actually did a really good job at the end of the match where he pointed out how it's weird how the Guns aren't even celebrating win the titles because they're more concerned about their father being mad that they just, knocked him out. Yeah. I thought that was a good bit of commentary right there.
Yeah, that's good. True. That's good. True. It's good. I like the Guns. I think they're good, but I don't know. Everything that's happening in AEW just confuses me. Like, the Acclaim is the biggest act in the company. If we're being honest, like, they're the most popular act in the whole company.
Well, they're going to have him chase now, right? That's what we're doing.
Yeah, I guess so. But it was just weird. But, it's the show in general. I thought, to me, my biggest thing from this show, and I'm very interested in your take on it, was MJF's promo. His backstage promo. You saw that, right?
Remind me, what did he say?
Zaz.
Maybe I skipped through it. I don't know. Remind me.
He did this whole promo about how he remembers the first time he was put through adversity, and he was in high school, and he had a blue Camaro, and he kept getting speeding tickets, and he was 1 point away from getting his license revoked. And him and all his football buddies went to the prom, and they were hooking up with all the girls. And there was this one girl, and he goes, "Let's call her Liv for legal reasons." She was, and he starts to describe beautiful brown skin, curly hair. He's doing this whole thing, and then he's like, I went to the prom or homecoming or something like that, and he's like, I got her into my blue Camaro, and she started distracting me, and he went like this on TV, like like the signal that she was giving him head in the car. And he's like, and then all of a sudden I ran into a light pole, and she slammed her head into my windshield, and she was bleeding. And I put my my finger under her nose, and luckily she was breathing. And then all of a sudden in the distance, I heard police coming, and I grabbed Liv and I put her in the driver's seat so that I wouldn't get another point on my license. What? That's the type of person I am. But you got to watch it, because I was like uncomfortable during it. I was like, why do we have to go this far?
God.
Like, I know that's the point, is to make you hate him. And then he went on this whole thing about how you've never been through the adversity and this and that.
That's great.
And I was just like, holy shit, man. Like, people were praising it as like this generational promo.
I like it. I'm going to go back and watch now. I like it.
Yeah. It to me was a little, I just was like, I don't know. I guess that's
a little much for you.
It was a lot. I felt uncomfortable. I think that's the point of it, is to make you feel uncomfortable. But again, it just goes back to this whole, like, TBS doesn't want certain things on their air, but they'll allow that. Promo got approved. I don't know. Like, just I have weird questions about what's going on with AEW in their.
But she lived, right?
I don't know. I guess it sounds that way. Okay, sounds like she just got in a really bad car accident. And
okay, good.
I do think the funny thing is that MJF is such like a shithead. Like, he's just such an asshole that, like, the first time he ever had adversity in his life was in high school when he was driving the car that his parents bought him, and he crashed into a light pole. Like, he's like, I remember the first time I had adversity. I was driving my Camaro. It's
awesome.
But it was, you got to go watch it. It was,
right.
I was like, holy shit, man. This is like,
that's awesome.
It was pretty intense.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah. I'm going to give you some corrections here from our guy Victor from last week's show. Victor sends in corrections. He makes sure he keeps us on our toes here, make sure we're getting things right. He's got a few things here for us, Joey. First of all, he took offense with you saying that Cody, at the start of his time in AEW, that he was constantly burying the younger talent. All right.
Did I say bury?
Yeah. He took offense to that. And he showed, like, he put together all of his matches here early on. And while he does have, it's mostly wins, only got a few losses here, he's pointing out that the average time of all those matches was over 13 minutes. So I guess the point that he's making, I don't know if you agree or disagree, is that you can't be burying guys if they're good matches, if they're, like, essentially an average of 13 minutes in length. Do you agree with that?
I don't know that I said burying. If I did,
I remember you did.
That I said Cody buried all the young guys?
Yeah, that he was winning and he was running roughshod when he was the TV champion.
Well, I mean, the whole thing, when he was TNT champion, his whole thing was that he brought guys in from the indies. Like, his open challenge was for anybody in any company. And it was always, I guess more what I meant was, it was a bunch of matches you knew he was going to win. Like, you knew he wasn't going to win to a guy just coming off the indies.
Okay.
Because that was the whole thing. And that's how Ricky Starks debuted. I think it was a discussion about I think Ricky Starks was part of that discussion. But anyways, Cody, in the beginning of AEW, when he first got the TNT title, he had an open challenge to anybody in any company, and these indie guys. That's how Eddie Kingston debuted, if I'm not mistaken.
He's got Ricky Starks here, was his fourth match, and he beat Ricky Starks in 8 minutes.
Right. But that was Ricky Starks' debut in AEW.
Think so.
Right.
I think so.
All right,
very good.
Yeah, but I agree. I mean, it's not necessarily burying because they're indie guys and they're getting a chance, but he was just beating everybody. So I don't know, maybe.
We were wondering last week, were Bianca or Alexa on Raw? It was weird, and he was confirming here that you were right, that they mentioned an interview from Bianca, but they never actually showed it.
Yeah, that was
they
weird.
just came back with Carmella returning instead. That was
Isn't it weird that the Raw champion is getting cut for time?
Yeah, I wonder what happened there.
Not a great sign.
Apparently, though, Victor was very mad at you because you kept calling Judgment Day Bloodline. You were getting them mixed up a couple times.
Did I?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Stop referring to Judgment Day as Bloodline. They're their own thing. And finally, we were wondering where Takashita came from. Victor's telling us here he started in Japan with DDT Pro Wrestling, and other than AEW, that's the only other promotion he's ever wrestled for. So there you have it.
Oh, so yeah, he's really earned his shot at the AEW champion. Thank you for confirming that, Victor.
So there you go. There's some corrections from last week. I'm sure we'll get some more coming up this week from our pal there, Victor. We appreciate him.
I'm sorry to all those indie wrestlers that Cody didn't bury. I apologize to all of you.
You got some big dirt, not big dirt for us this week?
Wait, actually, real quick.
Okay.
This actually just goes to my whole thing with AEW of all these guys. Like, with the amount of time they have, they keep bringing in these guys that are really cool, and they keep doing these storylines that seem like they're going to be great, and they have become really bad at capitalizing on momentum. Like,
well, Ricky Starks right now is a great example, if that's where you're going.
Yes, Ricky Starks is an example, but even this week, right? They promoted this week's show as championship fight night. So
there are only 2 title matches.
Right. And then the 2 champions fought, but not for titles.
Right. Well, that's bullshit.
Right. But you don't have Samoa Joe on, or Wardlow, who just returned last week, who should be getting, like, Wardlow's not part of it.
Were they on Rampage last night? I don't know. I didn't watch it.
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Orange Cassidy, defended his belt on Rampage, so that's important. And then, again,
I would also want to hear from Darby. He just lost the title last week. I'd like to hear something from Darby. Maybe last night on Rampage.
He did on Rampage. I guess he's over it. He's over the title.
All right. I'm glad he's not going to let it get him down. That's good.
Jade Cargill. I mean, he's always down. Isn't that his gimmick? He's always depressed. Jade Cargill wins her 50th match last week. Nothing. We can't hear from Jade Cargill a week after she wins her 50. She's 50-0. We can't hear anything. But we got to have Jamie Hayter fight against the Bunny, because that's important.
Well, no, I love Jamie Hayter. The place to go is I don't need 30-minute Daniel Bryan matches. That's the place
true,
to go.
But why is she fighting the Bunny? Like, what's happening?
I don't know,
Tell me something.
Because she does that face.
Oh, that's right. That's what it is. Yep. Okay. Yep. Nope. That makes sense. But yeah, there's just, again, they either need more TV time or they need a smaller roster, because there's just, they can't keep up with any storylines.
By the way, you see, they announced AEW is coming down here.
Yeah, that's gonna be that'll be fun.
Tickets go on sale in a couple weeks. It's
if you like 9 hours of AEW wrestling.
Well, yeah, they're doing Dynamite and then they're taping Rampage right afterward.
Well, and I think they do Dark before.
Probably.
Yeah,
but they're advertising it as Dynamite and Rampage.
Cool.
And I think it's at the end of April. Definitely going to go. That's going to be fun. I'll sit right inside. Got to sit right up close. Next to my guy, Westside Gunn again. Come on.
Worth going to AEW just to sing Judas, right? I'm sure that's probably the best part.
Oh, my God. The last time we went, when we went to Revolution, I guess it was a year ago. Yeah, like the whole car ride over there, we kept playing Judas because my sons had to memorize the words. They wanted to memorize the words, so we kept playing Judas.
Can I give you a sleeper entrance song in AEW who I don't think people realize? It's actually a great song.
Okay.
Paige Soraya.
Really?
Yeah, it's this song called Zombified.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Yeah,
it's a good song.
All right.
All right. Anyways, Big Dirt.
Let's do Big Dirt, not Big Dirt. Come on.
All right. Well, let's start with, this is less dirt and more just, we have to talk. It's good to acknowledge where we're at. It's more of an update.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, earlier this week, Jerry Lawler had a stroke.
Yeah.
He was in the hospital. It's a very scary situation. He is out of intensive care and apparently going home and going to be starting rehab. So it looks like he's still not. I mean, it sounds like he's not like totally out of the woods. It's a big recovery, but he's alive. And this guy's been through a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's Big Dirt. Glad that he's going to be okay. It looks like he's got a road to recovery. But I saw pictures. He's smiling, So yeah, that's Big Dirt. Glad King's doing okay.
Yep. I feel like I bring up Jay White like every week now, but Jay White, I think it was this morning, like Saturday morning here, officially lost his loser leaves Japan match to Hikuleo in New Japan New Beginning. Now, next weekend, New Japan has an event in San Jose, which is where Mercedes Moné will be fighting for the first time.
Okay.
Jay White is fighting against Eddie Kingston. It sounds like that's got to be his last match in New Japan because he's not allowed back in Japan. It's big dirt, dirt, not big dirt. Jay White's not allowed back in Japan.
That's big dirt. I like Switchblade Jay Knight. Jay White, I would like him to either be with AEW or WWE. I'd like him to be WWE. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a fun heel to have there.
Ooh,
yeah, let's go. But I'd like him to be here with one of the American promotions. That'd be fun. So yeah, I'm going big dirt. I like him.
The Raw after.
I just think you come to WWE, you got so many places you go because of Bullet Club. You got the Good Brothers, you got Finn Balor, you got AJ Styles. I feel like there are a bunch of places you can go with him. And of course,
especially
like you said, Cody.
If Cody was to win at Mania, and then the Raw after Mania, Jay White shows up.
Hell yeah, how about that?
That would be fun.
Cody was Bullet Club, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun, man.
All right, there was this after SmackDown or after their match, the Intercontinental #1 contender match. WWE put out a digital exclusive backstage with Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar, where Santos Escobar told Rey how growing up, his dad told him like this guy is the future of lucha libre, and how he grew up sort of like respecting Rey and this and that. He gave Rey his mask, and Rey in turn gave him his. We had a mask swap, like out of respect. They did a mask
like the NBA.
Swap.
We trade the jerseys. Okay.
They did a mask swap, so I don't know what that means, but does that mean Legado face turn? And in my mind, I think, like you said, we have a month and a half, 2 months till Mania. I wouldn't mind seeing Legado versus Judgment Day to teach Dom a lesson.
Maybe you know what? I'll go big dirt. That may be what we're doing there because Dominic, of course, stole Rey's mask. That's why Rey couldn't come out at Royal Rumble. And so maybe that's a little bit of foreshadowing there. I like that. Can we get on the phone and get Andrade Cien Almas back as well? He fits in perfectly there. So I'm going to go big dirt. Yeah,
all right. Dave Meltzer is reporting that CM Punk, if AEW wants him, will be available for AEW in 2 months. I guess recovering still from that injury, maybe. I don't know. But he's reporting CM Punk, if they want him, available in 2 months.
I'm going not big dirt. I don't think it happens. I believe when guys like Chris Jericho swear to the other guys in the locker room that they will never allow CM Punk back, I take him for his word in that spot. I don't think Jericho fucks around with that kind of stuff. I think he takes that really serious, and I don't think we're ever going to see CM Punk back in AEW, so I'm going not big dirt.
Okay. Last one. This one's a little kind of a fun one. Josh Hennigan. You know Josh Hennigan, right?
Who is that?
You may know him as John Morrison, a.k.a. Johnny Impact, a.k.a. Johnny Mundo,
Johnny Nitro. I know
Johnny Nitro, a.k.a. Johnny Elite. Yeah. He's
Johnny Fusion. Did you say Johnny Fusion?
Johnny Fusion. He's going to be boxing at Creator Clash 2 on April 15th. He's making his boxing debut against some YouTube guy named Harley Morenstein.
Oh, top Jew.
Yeah. I guess so.
I'm going not big dirt, man. Everything you just said is a huge waste of my time. Like, I mean, not big dirt whatsoever. I'm dumber for having heard all of that.
Do you think when he does his boxing intro, they'll slow it down?
I hope so, because I do like that.
And blow the wind in his hair, so
I do like
do it in slow motion.
Yeah, I do like that.
That would be fun if they do that.
I do.
Is he gonna? I wonder if he's gonna go as Josh Hennigan or as one of his many aliases.
I don't know.
Because in the news I read, it said Josh Hennigan.
Maybe he's going to be Johnny Boxing.
Yeah, or Johnny Creator.
Yeah, I don't know. Good job there, Joey. Excellent work this week, man. So next week we have Chamber. Certainly we'll do an Elimination Chamber reaction show. So I assume we'll do a double show next week. We'll do Saturday like normal. We'll get everybody ready for an Elimination Chamber, just recap the big week, and we'll do a Sunday show. We'll do a reaction to Elimination Chamber. I think that's the way to go.
Let's do it.
All right, man.
Chamber's gonna be something. It's gonna be a fun show.
All right, man. Joey, tell all your fans. We'll talk to them later. Go ahead.
Guys, don't turn on me because I'm turning on AEW. They'll turn it around, and then I'll turn it around. But stick with me because I love you guys. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all you guys.
All right, guys. Make sure you like, you rate, you comment, you do all that good stuff. We'll talk to you on It's Still Real to Me next week. See ya.